Today, we are just having a good talk on just life matters and how to go through life. And I'm telling you, one important thing is setting standards. It makes life smoother, it makes life enjoyable, it makes life go the way that you want, and you avoid a lot of bumpiness. And that is what we want in life. There is a lot to handle, and if we can avoid some things, then we'll do it. If you have not considered setting any standards for yourself, take a pen and paper or use your smartphone. Start now. If you hadn't started yesterday, write it down. Put them things together that you want to see in your life. This is creating order. The world is chaotic enough. There is already enough chaos. You don't want to have a life that is full of chaos because you did not stop it. And again, this is one of those things that we are able to do for ourselves to protect ourselves. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, kindly consider subscribing, hit the like button, comment down below, and if it is for your first time, then you're so welcome here. In this place we discuss a lot of good things that help us to achieve the success that we've always wanted in life, because we work from a point of knowledge, we work from an informed point of view, and we are succeeding anyway, little by little, one step at a time. That I have learned that was really magical to me is from Lisa Nichols. She says you teach people how they treat you. Most of the times we don't do that. You know how we teach them? By setting the standards that we want. We have seen even on our phones, our digital phones, when we want to set or put an application, there is a process that you go through, but one of them is reading and understanding the already set rules and regulations, their standards, so that you can be able to use that app. And most of the times, as human beings, we don't take time to set our standards. Some people have set their standards, and sometimes you look at them and you wish, I wish I was them. You make standards that are deliberate, that are honest, that are not proud. One thing that I want you to clearly understand is that setting standards is not being proud, is not being braggadocious, is putting yourself in a place where you have what works for you. You can differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. And that, you see, I need you to understand something, that the world is not getting any better. And the quicker you understand and set your standards, the better. Because you might be with people and you're thinking that these people are for me. These people are putting their hands together. They are clapping. They are celebrating with me. But the main reason that they are putting their hands together, they are hitting them up. So that one thing that I really need you to understand is that you cannot keep gambling with setting standards. If you do not let people know how to walk with you and how you want life to be operated from your point of view, then you will have a very, very bumpy road. First place where we set our standards is we choose for ourselves that we are going to be people who are cool, calm, and collected in all the endeavors of this life. No matter what a person does to us, we remain cool. It's a good practical standard, and it helps you avoid so many bad things. For example, you choose that as a person, you set a standard of deciding that you do not and will not entertain drama in your life. Period. That's it. You're done. You will not take it. You will not stand it. You will not have it in your life at whatever point. Whether it's your friend, it's a relative, it's a co-worker, you do not take drama. There is always an amicable way of resolving an issue or coming around anything that happens that is not pleasant, but drama is out. And most of the time, we do not set those standards. I'm just privileged to have been brought up by a very loving and caring dad and mom. But one thing that my dad was very strict about, he did not entertain a lot of nonsense. And I don't say nonsense and mean it was trashy or anything, but there was a level that he had already set for himself that we all of us were just able to fit in and work from that perspective, and it was very clear. I also happen to have another brother of mine who is very strict with life, and he has always been. He has always defined and set his standards. And I'm telling you, even today, we are all grown-ups, but we respect his standards. At times, when you're told to set your standards, you might think that people will look at you and think that you're just braggadocious, you're just proud, but you will avoid a lot of nonsense. Another standard that we are going to set is setting standards with our relatives, our family, our friends, and those people who are close to us. For example, we've seen people who have given so much to a relative, especially. They've catered for them, they've paid their fees, they have accommodated them, they have been with them just through the ups and downs, and then just one day, there are no standards, there is nothing. The person does something unimaginable, and you can't take it. It breaks your heart. It destroys your relationship. It rolls to the other relatives. You can't even explain this to them. But in the beginning, if you're going to stay, maybe especially this comes when you're accommodating, especially a person who comes to stay with you because a relative especially who wants to stay with you because their school is closer. Maybe they are from the village and you are already in the city, or the school is closer to where you're staying, and then you accommodate them. Many people maybe have not gone through this, but if you go through it, you will understand what it means to let people know that this is the way that we take things and this is the way that we don't. We're not exactly putting do's and don'ts. We are setting a standard that allows us to be who we are confidently, and allowing us to live with people without a lot of colliding. That is, setting standards is like an oil that lubricates your relationships. It helps you to know, for this you can do, for this other you cannot do, and that is okay. Because we live in a world where there needs to be understanding, there needs to be clarity, there needs to be a way, a principle that is already set out, and that is what I'm advocating. To understand that you set standards so that you have a smooth life. And I've always liked it when you are a person who has set standards, in that you are a man or a woman that other men or women can trust. You know, there's that one person who already has standards that when you look at their lives, you admire, you look at it and wish, for words, this is good or this is admirable. You admire the kind of life that they are living. But then, if you're this kind of woman who cannot be trusted, or man who cannot be trusted, you don't have any standards of trust whatsoever. You know, if you fix her crown, you must tell it to the whole world. Then, those are very low standards. Come on, just do your thing. Do the thing that we are talking about. Level up, game up, so that you stand a chance to have a good life in relations to the people that you're dealing with. Remember it very carefully. Remember to put sexual standards. If you're married, your standard is you're faithful to your partner. Just the one that you chose out of the billions of people in the whole wide world. Just remain faithful to that one. If you are not, married, you stay away from it. Period. That is it. You setting the standards burns the bridges. Let it do. Let them burn. Let them completely be destroyed. You know, when we are talking about setting standards, we are not talking about pride. We are talking about setting the standards that you want your life to go by. So if you will let a person know that this is how you carry your life and they will not want to be involved in it, let them go. Please kindly show them the door. That is so much peace. If people do not know the boundaries, or you do not allow the people to know the boundaries that you have, if you are a working person, set a standard of integrity. Remember to always go an extra mile of excellence. It brings a good, lovely scent in whatever endeavors you partake. You know, people want to work with you, people want to be associated with you, and it would take you places that you've never been to. I'm telling you, integrity, time management, set the standard of being there before time, not on time all the time. Be there before time. Imagine you're working somewhere and all the time you arrive just before time. It creates a routine in your life. It creates order. It gives you time to work out your mind, to settle down so that you can be able to handle the tasks that are ahead of you. I read a statement and that made me laugh. You know, an overheating laptop has windows. Pause for a minute and think about what I just said. An overheating laptop has windows. That could apply to a life that does not have standards. Yes, there is something that you can do, but you're burning up with heat. The heat from life inconveniences that are caused by people who do not know the boundaries, because in the beginning you did not set them, or did you? Okay, let's not go there. But because we are people who learn, we are people who understand, we are people who protect our inner peace, then we are going to have a life that is full of standards that are beneficial to us. You are married? There is an already set standard by God on how marriage works. If you do not understand that standard and follow it, you are bound to fail. There is a standard, there is a protocol, there is a way, and I've seen people argue a lot about submission, and it has been a concern to me. It's a set standard by God, it's a ranking, it's an order. Submission is a ranking, is a way, is an order, and it is you submit to your husband as he submits to Christ. That is the order. It's not about inequality. I know you want to put a point here and there, but thanks. It is an order. If you're married, submit, respect, honor. If you are the husband, love, provide, do the things that you're supposed to do. There is the oil that makes things run, and when you understand standards, the quicker the better, and it makes everything just work. You know, something amazing is that when you set standards, your life looks elegant, it looks classy, it looks lovable, it looks worthy, it looks just something nice, because people really understand what you stand for and what you do not entertain, and that is very. As I come to a conclusion, it is my desire, my deepest desire in my heart, that you set the standards that you want your life to go by. It will make it smoother. Look at me I'm looking at you in the eyes to let you know. Please set the standards. Clarify, give people clarity of how you are handled. It will make it easier. They will either fit in your life or leave, and that is perfectly okay. So remember, I insist on that because it is very important. Set a standard.